Hey guys, welcome back to another one of my scripting how-to videos. And in this video I'm going to teach you how to do HUD bar scripts. They are really useful and they can be used for a number of different things. Right now I'm working on making Yahtzee using them. So we can start with the actual script. As we can see, we've got HUD bar, name, player, history, max value, XYYYY, RGBA, label, vertical, numbers, and right. What each of those do is a different thing that moves it around or changes the size or whatever. So we're going to go ahead and go inside and start. Right now it defaults to pretty much how your life bar is, where it fills up towards the right. That's what this right meter comes into play with. If you delete it and get rid of it entirely like that, now it will come from the left. Or instead of coming from the left towards the right, it will go from the right towards the left. Of course, you can keep that. Numbers, if you have that, it will tell you however much out of however maximum. If you get rid of that, it will just be a bar and no numbers. Vertical, it will be up and down instead of left and right. If you get rid of that, it will be gone. Label is the name of it. If you get rid of the label, then there will not be a name on the bar, it will just be a square of a color. Now for the color, you have RGBA. That is how much values you want. For the R, it's 0 to 225. Same for all four of them. R is red, G is green, B is blue, and A is alpha or transparency. If you have the alpha as 225, the whole thing will be a vibrant color. It will be maxed out of whatever color you put for RGB. If it's 0, it will be see-through and you won't even tell. If it's a low number like 100 or something, then you'll be able to see through it, but you'll still be able to see the color. The X, Y, W, and H are positioning and size. The X and Y is how far on your screen it is. If it's 0, 0, it's going to be on the top left of your screen. If X is 1000 and Y is 100, it'll be somewhere near the top right of your screen, but it won't be maxed out over there. So you just gotta kind of mess around with that till you put it where you want it. The W and the H are the width and the height. If you have a width of 100, it'll be roughly the size of a block on your screen, and the H, if it's the same, it'll be about the same. You can make it one. If you put 0, 0 for the size, you pretty much, the HUD bar doesn't exist there, but you still see the label if you have it labeled. That's useful for writing text on the screen. So if you have a size of 0, 0, and you have it set to label at the very end of the script, whatever you type the title of the HUD bar will appear on the screen. So you can use that to your advantage of putting rules up on the screen where they're always visible, so people are forced to read them instead of looking at your book and then leaving right away. Max value is the highest value in the bar possible. That would be for like a health script or an ammo, where let's say you want them to have a maximum of 90, that's where you would put the 90. History is the history that you want to select, which kind of adds or decreases the value of the bar. Now this is important. You don't delete the history. Instead, you add a colon and you add the history name. So let's see score. If our bar was about score. Now it would detect, if I have a history of score, if I have 2 score histories, it would put 2 in the bar. If I have 10, it would give me 10. If I have negative numbers, like if I have -1 score for some reason, it will say I have 0. If the maximum is 10 and I have 40, it will say I've got 10 in the bar, because that's the maximum value. Now, if you want a HUD bar that applies to the world's history, all you have to do is type SYS in front of history. That says system history, and it focuses on the system histories, which is like if you, in the last video I did a history one, if you put history for the world of players joined, this would tell you how many players have joined. Then you've got this player setting. This pretty much makes the whole script, the HUD bar, apply only for the player that gets the script ran for them. If you get rid of this player script, everybody in the world can see it. And then you've got the name. This is going to be the name of the HUD or the text that appears if you have the label. It's important to remember the exact spelling and stuff of this name, because if you name it 1 lowercase a big S, and then you go to the delete one and you put 1 lowercase a lowercase s, it will not delete it because it's not the same HUD bar. It's a different HUD bar. So whatever the name of this is, that's exactly what it is. Next, we've got HUD bar name player delete. This is the same thing, but it gets rid of the HUD bar instead. So like before, if I put the 1 lowercase a big S, it will delete this HUD bar. And that's pretty much all that there is to HUD bars. So if you liked this video, you should leave a like. And also comment on what kind of tutorial you'd like next. And don't forget to subscribe.